Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, everybody. This is another new day of recording. I clicked start instead of load again. I did that last time. Alright, great. Music feels really quiet right now, but I know that the first recording session completely got fucked up because I had the music so loud, so I'm just gonna have to turn it up and deal with it myself. Camera's a little different this time, just because, you know, I didn't want to change it and crop it the way I did before, so you see more of my room. Plus, it looked really empty on that above space. I don't really know what to do with that. If you guys have any ideas, just comment and I'll throw something up. I used to have like pixel versions of like our characters on the sides because a lot of games weren't HD and full screen. So we would just have like our characters and our names and stuff, but that seems like so much extra work now for no reason. So I'm probably not going to do that, but that was a cool thing. I remember working on those a lot in high school. That was like a super fun thing. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is Hisao and our journey to becoming the greatest ladies man or something. I don't know what our goal is. Maybe just survive. Let's just get into it. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed on the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do. So, the situation's convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break up into groups again. I turn my head to see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that's equal parts cute and menacing. His smile says that we have you now. There is no escape. He-chan, it looks like we're together again. Yay, yay. God, Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk close to mine. There really is no escape now, unless I were to jump out the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. Jesus Christ, he really hates these girls. Like, for real. Like, he doesn't want anything to do with them. What's wrong, He-chan? Oh, He-chan, have you been thinking about what we said yesterday? You said that you'd think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, He-chan. We're here to talk about it after you left. And it would be rude just to expect you to already have an answer for this early, right? Right? I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense, and even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that it's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there's only two problems. Why are we in groups for mostly reading? Whatever. I almost want to say something about how her rush... What? I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune knows how little there is, and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems the whole workload doesn't matter as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition, and I respect that. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. Looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her work with other people before. Thinking back how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh? Yuki-chan. She's just a ghost and she doesn't actually exist. She's just always... Nobody notices her except us and Lily because she's blind, so she's also imagining Hanako. Or I guess we didn't even know that she saw her. Or imagining the same, like, completely different girl, whatever. Her, Hanako, over there. Does she always work alone? I think so, He-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone? I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something. No. I don't think that would be a good idea, He-chan. Why not? She-chan wouldn't get along with her. Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds somewhat strange. It's nervous, but still has the lifting up and down quality present in everything she says. Just because, He-chan. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything that she's been saying this whole time. What, Shi-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not gonna say that. You said it anyway. I know, Hi-chan. It's fine if you overhear. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand the things Shizune's saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signals all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of? Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hi-chan. We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. What about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice that at the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. Don't want the actual box to lunches mixed and chattering like everyone else. Only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one who can see her. Almost as if she was invisible. I'm pretty sure you're imagining. It's actually the side effect of my medicine. I've been seeing hallucinations of strange women, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of her class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder to the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? We go talk with Hanako. Reading a book, boring as hell. Talking with Hanako, priceless. I still feel bad for making her run away yesterday, so I'd better say something. Hey there, Hanako. Is that... at least she remembers my name. Hey, I just want to apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to startle you or anything. I'm just new here and thought I should get to know my classmates. She's so cute. As Hanako looks up at me, I notice her scarring once more. Don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it. It's a little bewildering that you can barely notice it from across the room. It's so noticeable from close up. Don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it. That's okay. It was my fault. Nah, that wasn't anyone's fault. It just kind of happened. It was my fault. So, are you waiting for someone? I saw you looking at the door before. I keep watching you. I hope that's not creepy. Yes, Lily. Oh, you mean Lily, the blind girl? So, Hanako only nods in response. I can't help but wonder if defining people through their disabilities is a faux pas of the worst kind of just normal here. I guess that explains why Lily took off after her yesterday. She seems like a nice girl. Are you two friends? Yeah? Yes? As if hoping for Lily to appear, she checks over her shoulder again. I think I'm making her nervous again. Well, I hope I'm not disturbing you right now. No, that's not it. Do I have to get close so you can hear her? My voice is fucking... I die when I try to do her voice. It's just easier if Lily doesn't come here. Oh, because it's hard to get around the classroom? Not really. Hanako's gaze drifts past my shoulder toward Shizune. Shizune? Hanako nods again. What about her? Don't they get along? Hanako shakes her head. Clearly this is something she doesn't want to talk about. It does make a strange sort of sense, Shizune and Lily not getting along so well. Communication between the two would be all but impossible. It's hard enough talking through Shizune through Misha, even when you can't see with whose hands are talking. Yeah, right? Like, that's such a weird interaction. Hanako is so forced on Shizune that I am the first to notice Lily at the door. Oh, she's here now. Hanako spins around to confirm this. Upon seeing Lily, she quickly moves towards the door. Lily. Hanako. Good morning. Is the president? Yeah. Hanako glances over her shoulder at Shizune again as if to confirm she can't hear them, even though that's impossible. God, just how. I suppose we'd best be off then. Lily's sigh is a tone of what seems like frustration makes me raise an eyebrow. I guess it's some kind of enmity between the two. Enmity. It's intriguing, but that's not really something I'd ask about. I'm not sure if they wanted me to know. and they would tell me. It's only my 3rd day here. I should be trying to make friends, not finding out why people are enemies. Still, it's a little funny to find out that this school has little feuds, just like my old high school. Even if people are more tolerant of others, they're still going to get on each other's nerves. Hey, Lily. How are things? I'm sorry I made you run off yesterday. Oh my, is that Sao? I didn't realize you were here. It seems that Lily is a little embarrassed about being so frank in front of me. Sorry, Lily, I thought you realized. How, Hanako? How would she realize? No, it's alright, Hanako. Sao, please don't worry about yesterday. It was just a misunderstanding. If you say so, I'm still working this place out. Well then, I think you'll find most people here are a lot more forgiving than elsewhere. If you're feeling a little confused, please don't be afraid to ask questions. Sure, I'll remember that. Lily? Lily gives a small nod of acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Hisao, but we must be off. Hanako really doesn't look all that comfortable right here, right now. And Lily still seems a little embarrassed. I wonder if my apologies really made any impact. Mind if I accompany you two? No, I'm kind of pushing it, but Lily is quietly, still smiling. I'm sure that we could accommodate you, can't we, Hanako? She looks at Lily, then at me, then freezes, wide-eyed. Sure. Well then, shall we go? I'm sure Lily wouldn't do this so easily if she saw how scared Hanako looks, but can't be helped now. Declining after the deal is sealed would only cause confusion and problems. So we all leave, all 3 together. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes along right beside her, so close that she's practically half hugging her as they go. Although it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Jesus Christ. Hanako shrieks a little as my vision briefly goes black. Ouch. Girl! Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. And no legs. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me, who has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform, a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Ah, yes. This is the one that feels like a commercial where it's like, the new aerodynamic aluminum legs. Made from reinforced. Sorry. Or she does, but they're not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins, and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like metal. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. Oh no, my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Oh man. God, my voice. Oh man. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that. Really. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you just kind of came out of nowhere. Sorry. She looks really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. She's really cute. She's just, creepy. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. Just beat puppies sometimes just to feel something. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ouch. Ugh, my heart. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. Ugh, I rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. Ugh, I hate the sound of a heartbeat. Seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself, looking all tense. Damn, I'm really worried about my heart. Don't say that like it's a bad thing. This is literally the reason why you're here. No need. I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time. Take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time. But it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay. I said I'm fine, and nothing's broken. No harm's done. That's good. I was fucking terrified by how tall these girls are. Hisao, what happened? She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, as she sounded very worried. More than that, what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me. Nothing serious, just winded. Sorry, that was my fault. I was just trying to get some stuff, and it was in kind of a hurry. That someone here is Emmy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shovels her plastic or metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily. Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might actually be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents, but there are some people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously as a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling. I know that. I was just. I gotta go. Teacher will have my head if I promise to with the printouts before. This is so hard. Try to read it quick because I feel like whatever. I don't need to explain my process. Teacher will have my head. I promised with help with the printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change and everything. Before any of us could say a thing, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? God, Lily or Hanako looks so serious. There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in corridors. But that rarely stops Emmy, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight, composed smile. I don't think there's anything that we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off then? Because she's so fast and can't run. She can't see, shit. Sorry, I'm fucked up. I'm worse than Hisao. Lily heads off along the hallway, and Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about the business for making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with the thermos and tea bags, as Hanako is setting out for both their lunch boxes. So this is what you meant by coming here almost every day? Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we end up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reactions to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why this is a boon. That, and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily's poured the tea for us and sits down. I like this picture. She's cute. I like Hanako. I think Hanako's my favorite so far. It just, as plain visually, I think she's the cutest. Emmy's cute. Yeah, Emmy's cute. It's Hanako and Emmy are my favorites. Besides Last Girl, but that's whatever. We'll get there when we get there. The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think that they're perfect foil for Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So, how are you faring in Yamaku, Hisao? You seemed a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and again, being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Lily about my condition, but then I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. It's not like, you can see their fucking disabilities as how. Okay? It's fine to tell them. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think that they're buying it, but in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I guess that it is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious, like Hanako's, that's weird to say. There's still bound to be a story involved. Sorry, I'm out of the camera angle. I have to be over here. It's so weird. Let me shift myself for the camera. Everyone has their thing that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did. If memory serves me right. When she started high school. Okay, that's just kind of a weird way to phrase that. That's right. Since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me. So it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone's probably the reason enough to befriend them. Though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. Yeah, we met Kenji pretty quick. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has deliberately avoided looking at her scars. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. Okay, I was like, damn. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. That was a different bell. I was expecting the slow one. It isn't long before the bells are signaling at the end of break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out. Well, I guess I'd better be off. Are you going with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me. For a second, I can see that she's considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako is really delicate to the point of breaking if I look the wrong way. Makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry to class then. Class has already started by the sound of it. By the time the bell rings, do they just go in? I mean, I guess. It's kind of weird. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane. Hanako and I are filing out before her. We walk quietly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways, Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and me to make off for our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. What a weird question. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard for me to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me into class and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. It's kind of funny. I'm assuming... Okay, I never found this out, I don't think, unless he explains it right now. Because I remember when I played it before, I just completely glossed over. But is it just because he knows that they're helping Lily, or is it because Hanako's condition, and like he knows how like weird she is, like socially? I'm assuming it's because they think that we're helping Lily or something. That's why it's like completely okay. I don't know. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Chizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make my little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. Class goes on quietly. Teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got. The material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches us is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius.